Hello everyone, welcome to Ekascloud. Today I'll be again creating a virtual machine but with a Linux server. Yesterday I did the same thing with a Windows server. Instead of that, today I'll be going with a Linux server. So let's get started. So for that I need to select virtual machines, then create virtual machine. Then I need to choose a resource group. I can either create one here or choose a remaining one. So I already created this resource group and I'm going with that. Now I need to pick a name for the virtual machine. I'm going with this region East US, and the availability options, again it will be no infrastructure redundancy required. Security type is standard. Image will be Ubuntu server 20.04 LTS generation 2. Sorry, generation 1. The size of the virtual machine will be one CPU with 1 GB memory, and here I'll be choosing the old-fashioned username password thing for the administrator account. So I entered a name and then I need to enter a password. I need to confirm the password. And public inbound ports will be the second option. Here I'll be choosing HTTP2 because we need to connect it with the web server, and I'll be skipping all these pages: disk, networking, management, advanced, tags for now, and then finally review plus create. So for the 1 CPU 1 GB memory size, I'll end up paying this much dollar per hour, and this is the basic information of the virtual machine I'm going to create. So let's create. So the deployment is complete now. Now let's go to the resource. Okay. This is the public ID. I'm going to copy that. And so I already downloaded this putty uh, before creating this virtual machine, and that is in my downloads. And then once we download this, we need to install them, and once we complete installing that, we'll be able to see the putty here. So we need to have putty to access Linux, just like remote desktop connection for Windows server. So I'm going to select that, and I entered the IP address here. We can change the appearance if we want. We can change the behavior of this page, anything, language, color, anything is possible. So right now I'm going with the basic one, and I'm going to open it, accept. So this is the page. Now it's asking me the login account name, which was Grishma, and enter. Here I need to type the password, but I will be typing it in my keyboard, but you will not be able to see that in the page. So it's like a security property of this putty. Enter. So I got connected with Linux, and by typing sudo space -I, it will give us the privilege uh, of using this root command. And now if we need to create a folder in the Linux, so in Linux it's all about typing the command. All the functions in Linux are done with the help of the commands. So there are some basic command to create a folder, to create a file, and to type or edit something in file, things like that. So let's just get through that. So I want to create a folder. For that, the command will be mkdir space. I need to give a name for that folder. So mkdir is make directory, and sudo is basically called super user do. So make directory, and let's make a name for it. Let it be let it be what? Okay, let's go with test and enter. If you want to check that folder, if you want to make sure that we have created that folder, you can enter ls, which is for list, and enter. So snap is a default folder available in Linux, and test is the folder we just created. So that is there. Now if you want to make a file under this folder test, then first we need to get into the folder test. For that, so now if you look here, it's root at Grish VM1. But if you want to get into the folder test, we need to enter cd space test and enter. See, now we are inside that test. That's why it is showing as root at Grish VM test. Now let's create a file inside this test. For that, the command will be touch space. So here, when we are creating a file, it has to be ending with always. It should end with .txt. So the name will be VM and then .txt and enter. And if you want to edit something in this file, then the command will be vi space vm dot text. So this is the page allowed by the Linux for us to do some kind of editing. So if we need to insert something, you need to type I and then enter, and then so I entered a statement here. So if you want to save and go back to the folder, you need to enter escape and then colon WQ exclamation and enter. So that message I typed there, it's been sent. If we want to make sure, then we need to enter cat space vm dot text. So we created the virtual machine, and this is the public IP address. I'm going to copy that, and so for Windows Server we will be using remote desktop connection, but for Linux server we need PuTTY. For that, first we need to install that. So I first downloaded PuTTY and then install it to my desktop, and after that only the icon came here. So I'm going to select that, and then we can make changes here, the appearance, behavior, everything here, but I'm going with the already created version, and I'm going to open this. I forgot to put the IP address, so yeah, now open. So it is requesting a account name,